Though the AAA doesn't have any more money? Maybe. A Fallout creator broke Burgess the struggle to get game funding above 1 million. I wonder why. Every publisher I talked to has brought up, so have you thought about how AI might able to save money on this?
Oh, it's no use. Huh? What are you talking about?
Okay, as we all know, it was never easy. It's become especially hard in the past few years as publisher and investors reversed their COVID-era extravagance. Even small amount of funding is hard to secure, but looking for funding above 1 million is near impossible. Looks like we have to scale down.
If the subject fails to respond, use aggression to liberate his true disposition.
Publishers are now looking at smaller titles. There's less investment on the line, so you can do things are a little more outside the box. There's also less risk, both for us and for the developers. Majority are going for the scattershot approach. Scattershot. I was approached by a lot of people afterwards. They're like, let's visit this in a bit.
Right. Did they ever pick the wrong guy for this one?
And what is revealed is this conspiracy about the construction hell itself and why it exists. Self-contained, awesome single-player experience that isn't going to be 40, 50, 60 hours of a time because no one has that anymore. Well, if you give people the right time, game can be 10, maybe 16 hours, assuming that you give players what they want, okay? Respect their time. I mean, look at Expedition 33. How long is that? It's like what, 50 hours? But to the budget is the sticking point. And Burgess says that one thing which was worried investor is that this is his first time in the director's chain. There's little nervousness about that. Not that he lacked the industry experience. Burgess began his career as a producer at EA, late 1990s, and has worked as a narrative consultant and writer for years across multiple projects. The challenge is right now the landscape of the industry where people are nervous about their spending. Couldn't agree more. I'm nervous a bit. The purse strings are a little bit tight. It's the reason why many people are now going back to playing old games. Here, let me tell you about my game. So far, for my PS2 emulator games, I have a total, at best, 70 games, okay? 70 games. I'm not joking. That's the highest one compared to my Steam, which I have low, okay? Even though I have my Steam family group, which is a different thing. When it comes to emulators, I have a lot. Even for PS2, even for PS3, I got less 25, about 25 games. A reasonable ask to fund a game of this scope, 1.5 million isn't a huge amount. In Burgess' business plan, it equates to a small team working around 2.5 years, bringing extra talent as needed for things like art support, localization, and marketing. You don't need localization though, might as well use AI for translation. Burgess has even thought about transmedia opportunities, the potential for comics, animation, novels, and merchandise, but in an indication just how hard it is to find funding these days, no one is biting. Burgess says he's been dealing with small private financing. Apologies for my voice. Burgess says he's been dealing with smaller private financing for about 18 months and actively courting publisher and larger investors around 7 months, but despite being under review with a handful of them, he's still far from the deal. I think the people follow the zeitgeist and they're like, hey everyone wants open world, or everyone wants Souls-like, or now people like, oh maybe we can do JRPG like Expedition 33 style. I would say pre-vertical slice. It's in this kind of middle space where there are some things that are clearly work in progress or placeholder to see how it feels, and there are things that are very far along. Let's go to the AI. Let's see what it says. His conversation with the publisher have routinely returned to a single topic, AI. Every publisher I talk to has brought up, so have you thought about how AI might be able to save money on this? Almost all of them, they want to know what you're thinking about it and that you understand the potential. Accordingly, in an attempt to reduce budget, Burgess has earmarked AI for use in localization support and Q&A. See, localization, that's good. Now Q&A, I wouldn't go that far. Quality assurance, unless it's question and answer, I think Q&A is better for human. Quality assurance, maybe. As well as animating some Renaissance-style paintings found in hell. That said, he's far from a true AI believer. I'm not waving the flag for AI by any stretch because I've seen some awful outputs from some of my own works. I would never allow AI to write any dialogues ever. Good for you. Instead, it's all about getting that budget down to a level potential founders might accept. Burgess reckons that without any use of AI, he would be having to ask for around 1.8 million rather than 1.5 million dollars. But there's a limit to how far he's willing to go. I'm not gonna sell my soul and be like, yeah, I'll do it by myself. Let me prompt this whole game into existence. No, I want to work with really talented people and make something cool, but if integrating it in a way that doesn't affect creativity, but helps to save a little bit of money and gets the game out there to the people and gives us a chance to make something cool and memorable, make something else after that is something I factor in. I just want to make the damn game. Right now, as you know, I heard a comment from Oh No It's Alex from his recent video. Well, one of the comments said, indie and retro games will rise up, which is true. I'm still playing retro games, or in this case, old games, the PS2 era. Oh, I love the PS2 era. What about you guys? What old games are you currently playing? And also, I'm also being mindful of my spendings, okay? I have limited, okay? So my method, before I purchase this, I always ask myself this: what game should I buy that I will never ever uninstall for years to come, unless of course it's a storage limitation, okay? Storage limitation, or I don't have enough storage, that's a different thing. So how do I do that? Because right now, before my birthday, I have two choices to buy game for my birthday: Resident Evil 9 Requiem or Mouse PI for hire. And the reason is, Resident Evil 9 has de novo. There's a chance that the laptop I'm using currently will not run it. But Mouse PI for hire? Yes, I could. Because remember, this is indie. Most indie games you can run it without a GPU. Well, some of it, not all. So I would say that I think for many AAA, what they have to do, take lessons from the East, okay? Remember, the East, aka Japan, China, and South Korea, when they got their budget, they follow it to the letter, okay? And you never ever see them either wasting money, have bloated budget, or even better yet, suffer a crunch. Even if there is a crunch, it's rare, okay?